Good evening and I welcome you students. What we are discussing that the fluids exert an upward thrust, up thrust, buoyancy. When you try to immerse a body, you have seen in a liquid what happens. There is a loss in weight of the body. What we say, why there is a loss in weight? Because what we experience a loss in weight due to upward thrust. Upward thrust. Same will be the story. If you have a solid or any substance, if you put in air, what air will do? Air will exert up thrust.
Yes, sir.
And what will happen then as a result of this? What
Its weight will decrease.
if you will measure the weight of that object, student, on a weighing machine? Will it be more or less?
Less.
It will be less. So when we are weighing objects, they are displacing air. We have told you Archimedes principle. But it says that the objects, when we are submerged in liquids or in fluids, what they do? They will displace a volume equal to their volume, fluids, and there will be loss in weight, which will be equal to the weight of the fluid displaced by the body. Now, that is the important point. Last time we have put up a question to you. The question was based on this. You find what you are saying. You find your mass to be 42 kg on a weighing machine, student. You have a weighing machine. This is my weighing machine, student. And you find your mass. You are standing here, student. What do you find your mass on a weighing machine? How much? 42 kg. Is your mass more or less? That is the question. Is your mass more or less? What is? Tell me what is our answer, student?
Sir, our mass will be same as 42 kg only.
Mass will not be same in this case. That's what important point, because last time we have raised this question, we have not answered that question to you. The important point is, student, when you measure on a weighing machine, student, on a weighing machine, what you measure is m into g on a weighing machine. But here, what is happening? What is happening on a weighing machine? That you are there is a up thrust, student, which is due to the air displaced by this object. What happens when you will put up yourself on a weighing machine? What will you do? You will displace a fluid. What fluid is here? Air. You will displace air, student, due to the way the air displaced, the volume of the air displaced will be equal to the volume, your volume. And if we know the density of the air, then we can calculate what will be the up thrust. What is happening? What you get here is not the real weight. What you are measuring is now apparent weight. Apparent weight. What is apparent weight, student? That is true weight minus true weight minus the weight minus the weight of the volume displaced by you minus the upward thrust. Upward thrust. Or so this upward thrust is there here, which will be responsible that what value you are getting on the weighing machine, students, because the weight is directly proportional to mg. We consider that to be the weight, that to be our weight as equal to the mass on the weighing machines are calibrated for that. Weighing machines are calibrated for that. So here what you are measuring is not the true weight, apparent weight, and that weight is always less than the true weight. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Apparent weight will be less than the true weight due to the upward thrust, up thrust. So you are displacing equal amount of air, and that weight you can calculate. So there will be loss in weight. which will be experienced by us. Therefore, what happens is our answer is our mass is more than 42 kg. 42 kg. Okay? What we are measuring on this weighing machine is apparent weight. The mass on weighing machine is less due to upthrust. And therefore, what we are measuring is the apparent weight, not the true weight. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
That was a concept. Actually, before we answer in the question, we have to think of all the possible things what we are studying. What we are studying here, student, what we are studying, what we have told you, pressure, thrust, force, and upthrust. The fluids are exerting. After air is also a fluid. When you will displace air, what will happen? So you will experience an upthrust. And the upthrust, it depends on the density of the fluids. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Will we answer it? Okay, because there could be some confusion here, students. As we know, mass is constant, but when we are measuring on a weighing machine, it is actually weight. Because we take G as a constant, so these machines are calibrated to give you weight equal to mass. Another question was here. You have a bag of cotton and an iron bar, each indicating a mass of 100 kg when measured on a weighing machine. This is my weighing machine, student. Weighing machine. You have measuring two things. What? Cotton and iron bar. Cotton and iron bar, student. Both are indicating 100 kg when measured on a weighing machine. In reality, one is heavier than the other. Can you say which one is heavier and why? What is your answer, students?
Sir, iron bar will be heavier than cotton bar.
That is a wrong answer. Why it is a wrong answer? Let us see. You have a weighing machine. You have the same weighing machine. These are our weighing machine, student. Now, on the weighing machine, you have, this is my cotton. Bag of cotton. It is showing 100 kg. And you have here, what you have? Iron bar. This iron bar is showing how much? 100 kg. Mass is same. Same mass they are showing.
Yes, sir.
But this is apparent mass, not the true mass. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Apparent mass, true mass minus what? True mass minus the upthrust. Now this upthrust depends on what factor, students? Upthrust. So you are displacing air. Here the fluid is air. The air will exert. Student, upthrust or buoyancy. Is it right?
Yes, sir.
Now, students, the question comes to the cotton and iron bar, which is having more density, iron or cotton?
Iron.
The density of cotton is less than density of iron. I'm saying density of cotton is less than density of the iron. That means, student, the volume which will have a larger volume, cotton or iron? Mass is same, which will have a larger volume. Density is mass per unit volume. Volume is density, into mass. So if mass is same, which will occupy larger volume? Which will occupy? How will you get the same mass? How will you get the same mass? Mass is equal to what we are saying. Volume is equal to this is wrong. What I say, volume is equal to mass by density. Let me make it correction here. Let us see what we are saying, student. Volume is given by mass into density. Okay? Mass is same. You have 100 kg for both. You are saying 100 kg. But density of cotton is less.
Yes, sir.
Then the volume of cotton will be more or less?
More.
Volume of cotton is greater than volume of iron. Volume of cotton is more than volume of iron. In other words, student, if I have a bag of cotton, this is a bag of cotton, and you have, this is your iron bar. Okay? Mass on is coming 100 kg, but which has a larger volume?
Cotton bag.
Cotton has a larger volume. And what will be the result of that? The upthrust is acting. That means, student, the upthrust here is more. Upthrust here is more because you see volume is large, and as a result of which the apparent weight of cotton will be less. Apparent weight of cotton for the same volume will be less with respect to iron. Therefore, the upthrust is more where? So upthrust is directly proportional to this will displace larger volume of air. This will displace larger volume of air. This will displace a larger volume of air. Why? Because its volume is large. This will displace lesser volume of air.
Yes, sir.
This will displace lesser volume of air. In other words, what will happen? We can say the upthrust is directly proportional to the volume of air displaced or the volume. So upthrust is more where? Here, more upthrust. In the case of cotton as compared to iron bar. Is it right?
Yes, sir.
So actually, what is happening? They are showing the same mass, but outside, what will happen? In reality, which is heavier than? In reality, cotton is heavier. In reality, cotton is heavier, student. The volume of air displaced will be more in the case of the cotton. That is why there is a more loss in weight of the cotton as compared to iron. That's why they are showing the same mass, but actually, when thrust will not be there, the true weight of cotton is more than the true weight of iron. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
True weight is equal to apparent mass plus upthrust. If I take it on the other side, so this thrust is more in the case of cotton. So the true weight of cotton is more. Actually, in reality, cotton is heavier than iron when they show the same mass on the weighing machine. Is it clear?
Yes.
I think we have to think before we answer the question. In the weighing machine. Sometimes what we feel, the answer may not be right. If we give answer without thinking, then there is a possibility that our answers will not be correct. Students, this is an important question. A lot of students will give a wrong answer as soon as they start. So we can understand what is the idea of thrust, what is the order of, what is buoyancy, student, what is apparent weight, what is true weight, and why the ship floats on the sea. Why the ship floats on the sea, students, and needle sinks? What reason we gave you? What reason we have given you, students? We have applied Archimedes' principle in order to explain the flotation of the objects on the water, on the sea, or on any fluids. And they will displace more liquid than their weight. And another important discussion will be on density, student. Density. Let us see what is density. As I said, student, last time we have introduced the idea of density, students. And I said, if the density of the object is more than the density of the fluid, what will happen to the object? It will sink or float?
Sink.
It will sink. And if the density of the object is less than the density of the fluid, it will float. Is it right?
Yes, sir.
Let us understand, student, what do we mean by density? Is it defined as mass per unit volume? You will find mass per unit volume. What do you mean by mass per unit volume? Density, you see, you are dividing how much mass is there in 1 unit volume, in 1 unit volume. So will the density of a substance change if I change the amount?
No, sir.
So density is going to be a constant factor because it is mass per unit volume. How much mass is present in 1 unit volume of a substance is called density. If I see the SI unit of density, what it will be, student? SI units. Mass is kilogram, volume is meter cube. So that will be kilogram meter cube per meter cube. Is it right?
Yes, sir.
Sometimes we express density in more easy terms. That is, instead of kilogram, this is not the SI unit. Then another unit which is commonly used is what we say CGS unit. What is that? Gram per centimeter cube. So expressed depending on what questions are given, we can apply both these formulas. What is the purpose of density? Why we are talking of density, student? Let me consider, how do we say, consider that you have a silver block. For example, I take a block of silver, student. This is a block of the silver. Okay? Dimensions are 5 centimeter, 5 centimeter into 4 centimeter. 4 centimeter. This is my silver block, and I measure the mass of this silver block. The mass of this block comes out to be, student, 1.0 0.08 kilo. I take a silver block. ठीक है? Can you tell me what will be the density of this? What will be the density of the silver, students? Density of silver. You have 1 to 2 minutes. How will you calculate the density?
Density is equal to mass
How
by
to calculate
volume.
it? Tell me what is the answer coming. Mu is equal to mass per unit volume. What is the volume of this block, student? 5 centimeter into 5 centimeter into 4 centimeter. How much it is coming?
100 centimeter.
100, 5, 5, 20, 100 centimeter cube. Then what will be the density? What is the answer coming? What is the answer coming, student?
Sir, 1 minute. Sir, 10.8 gram centimeter cube.
By using SI units, then what is the problem? What I will convert 100 centimeter cube into meter cube, what it will be? 100 centimeter cube into 1 by 100, 1 by 100, 1 by 100. Meter cube by centimeter cube. This will get cancelled. So what do you get, student? 1.08 into 10 power 4 kilogram per meter cube. What will be that value? How much it comes? 108 10800 kilogram meter inverse. That is the density of the silver. Is it right?
Yes, sir.
In SI units. If I take 1 meter cube of silver, it will weigh how much? 10800, 1.0 10 power 4 kg. What we are saying, if you take a cube of 1 meter cube, 1 meter kg, then what will be the mass of this? 1.08 into 10 power 4 kg. Always, if this is a density. That's what we mean by density, mass per unit volume. Clear?
Yes, sir.
And let me see, student, density of water is, we are aware, do you know what is the density of water? What is the density of water, student? They say 1 gram per cc or 1 gram per centimeter cube, or what will be in SI units? What will be the value in SI units, students? How will you convert in SI units? SI unit, I'm saying density of water. What will be the value? Can you calculate? Density of water in SI units. What do you have? 1 gram will be 1 by 1000 kg divided by centimeter cube will be what? 1 by 100. 1 by 100 into 1 by 100 meter cube. What will you get, students? How much it will come? 1000 kilogram per meter cube. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
The units are important. That's why I'm spending some time, because students will do some mistake on it too. That questions will be given on density and the units will be missed. Students commit a lot of mistakes on the units. So interestingly, what we are trying to prove, students, why we are doing all this. For example, student, I am saying you have a water tank, student, and this is having 10 centimeter, 10 centimeter, and 10 centimeter. Water tank dimensions are 10, 10, 10. This is filled with water, and we are saying what is the weight of water or mass of water. Mass of water in the tank. You have 2 minutes to answer the question, students. How will you calculate the weight of the water or mass of the water in this water tank, which is a cube of 10 centimeter? 10 centimeter. What is the density of the water? We already gave you. This is the density of the water. How much water is present in this water tank? What is the formula, student? Density is equal to mass per unit volume. Mass will be equal to density into volume. So if you have 1000 kilogram per meter cube into volume, how much? What is the volume of this? 10. If I use SI unit, 10 by 100, 10 by 100 meter. So what will you get? What you are going to get, students? One by 1000 meter cube. So what is the answer then?
0.001 per meter.
Answer, we are asking mass. Mass is in meter cube.
No, no, sir.
You are getting 1 kg water. So if we have a box of volume 1000 centimeter cube, or which is 10 power 3 centimeter cube, 10 power 3 centimeter cube, that is equal to, what do we say? Also called 1 liter. 1 liter. 10 power 3 cc is equal to 1 liter, which, because density of water is 1000 kilogram per meter cube or 1 gram per centimeter cube. So that will be equal to, students, how much? 1 kg is equal to 1000 gram of water. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
When I say 1 liter, you are buying 1 liter drink or 1 liter milk also. If we assume density of 1, then that is 1 kilogram. If density is 1. So these are some of the ways, student, the density can be useful to us. Density. So we understood density, student. And you know, density is mass per unit volume. Mass per unit volume. Density is not going to change if I change the quantity of a substance. Will it change? If I say iron is there, silver is there, gold is there, you know, water is there, their densities are listed in the book at a temperature, at a particular temperature, densities have been given. They are not going to change. Will it change?
No, sir.
So we said density of a substance is mass per unit volume. The symbol most often used for density is rho, or letter D can be used. The formula of density is this one. Is it clear?
Yes.
SI unit we already said kilogram per meter cube, or other unit is gram per centimeter cube. This table we have taken so that we understand something. Sometimes it becomes important for us to know. Here you will see the density of air at STP. Air is a gas, state of matter. Air is a gas, student. Gas will have more density or less density? What do you think? Gas has more mass per unit volume or less as compared to solids?
Less.
You can see how small is it? 0.001293 gram per centimeter cube. If I take 1 centimeter cube of air, student, if I take 1 centimeter cube of air, one centimeter, how much it will weigh? 0.001293 grams. That is the density of the air at STP, standard temperature and pressure. Now come to the water at 4 degrees centigrade, because temperature is mentioned. It depends on the temperature. You can see for water, student, density is 1 gram per centimeter cube. So water density is, you can see how big it is as compared to this. This is 0.001. Approximately I say 0.001. What you multiply so that you get 1? Tell me. Multiply by what factor? 1000?
Yes, sir.
Get 1. Therefore, the density of water is how much? 1000 times more than air. What it means? Density of water is more. Let me see. Ice, the density of ice is less than water. That is why the ice floats on water. You know, ice floats on water. You so know that. Is it correct?
Yes, sir.
Question has been put up many times. This is a 4 degree centigrade temperature has been used for the water. The reason we know what structure of the ice is, it has a cage-like structure and the volume becomes more when ice is formed. There are hydrogen bonds which are formed in the water. Let me see the milk, student. Milk is a liquid, ice is a solid. Milk is a liquid, and see, the density of milk is more than water. Is it more? More
Yes,
than
sir.
Aluminium is a metal, is a solid, its density is 2.7 and diamond is 3.5 and solid. What it means to me, student? What it means to me? That if I say that water density 1, you are saying density of water is, student, 1 gram centimeter cube, and density of aluminium, how much you are saying aluminium? 2.7 gram centimeter inverse. That means if I take the same volume, student, if I take 1 centimeter cube of volume, okay, how much? 1 centimeter, 1 centimeter of water, and I take same 1 centimeter cube of aluminium. This is aluminium, 1 centimeter cube. Same volume. I'm saying water and aluminium, same volume. Which will have a more mass? Which has more mass, aluminium or water?
Aluminium.
So aluminium, same volume, has more mass. How many times? 2.7 times. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So this is the reason we are giving density, comparing the density of one substance with other. That means these particles are very, in aluminium, the particles of the aluminium are packed closely. And in 1 unit volume, the mass will be more as compared to 1 unit volume of the water. So the atoms, the particles which make up aluminium, the atomic mass of the aluminium, and the particles which are made up of water molecules, they are more densely packed as H2O, 2 plus 16, 18 grams per mole we are saying, and the aluminium is 27 gram per mole. And the packing shows how closely they are packed. Same volume, more mass. Diamond is having how much? 3.5. So the more, and we expect solids to be having greater density than liquid, and liquid to have more density than gases, except here in the case of ice, you have seen ice is a solid but has lesser density than water. For the reasons we have explained. For the reasons we have explained. So what we have said. So what we are finding, students, that here the density is related to what? Densities are related to mass per unit volume. Is it okay? All right. Let's proceed further. As you know, the density of a substance is defined as mass per unit volume. The unit of density, I have already told you what are the units of density. The units of density are mass per unit volume. Units of density that we already know, kilogram per meter cube. Remains the same. Therefore, density of substance is one of the characteristic properties. It is different for different substances. For example, the density of the gold. How much? What we said? Density of gold is how much? 19300 kilogram per meter cube. The density of a given substance can help us to determine the purity of the substance. I give you a substance. I said, is a substance pure? Then what you can do? You can determine the density of the substance. Okay? Density of a given sample of substance. And you can tell me whether it is pure or not. For example, if I say gold, you will determine the density of the gold. If it comes to be, if the sample has this density, then it will be pure. If the density is not the same, then it is not pure. Is it correct?
Yes, sir.
Last time in, Archimedes' principle was used to find the density by which instrument? Was used for determining the density of the substances.
Lactometers.
All right. So we can use that. What it is used for, a purity of milk is also determined by finding the density of the milk, which we have listed. If water is pure or not, then find the density of the water. And that will tell me the purity of the substance. To determine the purity of substances, find the density. Find the density of the substances. You have to find the density of the substances in order to find the purity of the substance. So far, so good, we know. Now we are coming to another term, students. That is called relative density. Now you have seen what is density. I am talking of what do you mean by relative? What do you mean by relative means we will compare the density of one substance with some other substance. And what is that other substance which will be used, student? What is the other substance which will be used by us for comparison? What we do, student? You know the density of water is known to you. How much is that? At 4 degrees Celsius, it is listed. How much?
1000
1000
kg per meter cube.
Okay. So if I compare the density of every substance with water, that we call it a relative density. We are defining another term, relative density. That means relative density is the density of the substance divided by the density of the water, students. And since it is a ratio, therefore it will have no units. So if I say I want to find the relative density of silver, student, I have to use the density of silver divided by density of water. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
What is the density of the silver? We determined just now. We have determined the density of the silver before you. How much was it? 10800 kilogram per meter cube. And what is the density of the water? 100 kilogram per meter cube. They will cancel out. So what is the relative density of silver? How much it is coming? They cancel, and then what you get? 10.8.
Yes, sir.
What it means, student? 10.8. So if I take same volume of silver and water, what will be the difference in the mass? 10.8 tons. How much? Will be 10.8 times heavier than water. So relative density is another important terms. So here a question has been given, which we have just solved for you. What is that? The relative density of silver is 10.8. The density of water is 10 power 3 kilogram. What is the density of the silver in SI units? You have 2 minutes to answer the question, students. How will you answer the question, students? How will we answer the question? What is the relative density of silver is equal to density of silver divided by density of water?
Yes, sir.
How much is the relative density given? You are given relative density of silver. Silver formula is Ag 10.8. So 10.8 is equal to the density of silver. And what is the density of the water in SI units? 1000 kilogram per meter cube. Then what will be the density of silver? 10.8 is a number into 1000 kilogram per meter cube. How much it will come?
10,800.
10,800 kilogram per meter cube. So by using the formula of relative density, they can ask us in the exam to find the density of a substance. Also, we can apply and find the densities of the substances by using the formula of relative density. This is the application of part which we are doing, students. So we have done what we have been doing: thrust, force, density, relative density. And you know, if the density of a substance is more than a fluid, it sinks. If the density of the object is less than the fluid, it floats. So if ship is floating, its density should be less than the density of water. How do we do that? By giving such a large volume to the ship. You see the shape of the ship. Some questions are coming on this. Another top question, question number 1 on the screen. Define thrust. A force of 150 Newton acts on a surface area of 15 centimeters square. Calculate the thrust and the pressure. You have 2 minutes to answer the question, students. What is thrust, student?
Sir, it is the force exerted by an object perpendicular to the surface.
So force which is perpendicular, the force object exerted by an object perpendicular on a surface. The perpendicular force exerted on a surface is called the thrust. What is the force given here? 150 newtons. What is the area? 15 centimeters square. Then what will be the thrust is how much? 150 Newton. What will be the pressure? Thrust is 150 Newton. What is the formula of pressure? F by A. How much it will be? Divided by, what is the area? 15 centimeters square means what? This will cancel out. How much it comes? Meters square. What is the answer coming?
Ten raised to power 5 Newton.
Per meter square. If a fresh egg is put in a beaker filled with water, you have a fresh egg, in it sinks. On dissolving a lot of salt in water, the egg begins to rise and then floats. What is the reason, student? Top question number 2 on the screen. What happens? What is the answer?
Sir, when we dissolve a lot of salt in the water, egg rises because the upward thrust which is exerted by the water uh, increases, so it floats.
In that way, we will answer this question. You have a fresh egg in water. Fresh egg. Density more than water. What will happen? It will sink. Now you have fresh egg and salt water. The density of the salt water is more than density of salt water is more than fresh egg. What will happen now?
Egg will float.
It will rise and float. Why did we teach you density just now for this purpose? So we can apply density to see whether objects are going to float or sink. That's what we wanted to tell you. Why did we talk about density? Relative density we came. Salt, when you will put salt in water, the density will increase. Then what is the result of that? The egg will rise and float. Okay. In what direction does the buoyant force on an object immersed in liquid acts? Question number 3. What direction the buoyant force is acting, students?
Upward direction.
Upward. That is why it is called upthrust. What we say? Upthrust is always acting in upward direction. Why? Why it acts in upward direction?
Sir, because pressure of fluid increases with depth.
The pressure of fluid increases with increase in depth. With increase in depth. As you go deeper, what will happen? The pressure increases. Very good answer. Another top question is coming, students. Relative density of gold is 19.3. Density of water is this. Find the density of gold in gram per cc. Such questions can be asked to the students. Relative density of gold is equal to what, student? Density of the gold divided by density of the water, which will be equal to how much? 19.3 is equal to density of the gold divided by 1000 kilogram per meter cube. So the density of the gold is how much, students? Or sometimes we can use rho as a symbol. 19.3 into 10 power 3 kilogram per meter cube. Convert them into gram per centimeter cube. How much it will be equal to? Gram per centimeter cube, how much? The density of gold, 19.3 10 power 3 kilogram per meter cube. How much it will be? 19.3 into 10 power 3. 1 kilogram is how much? 1000 gram. And meter cube means how many centimeter cube will be there, students? 100 into 100 into 100 centimeter cube. What is going to happen? 2, 2, 3, 3, 10 power 3. This cancels with this. How much the answer is coming?
19.3 gram.
Per centimeter cube. All right, students. So this is important that we have finished the topic of this, where we talked of density, relative density, some important questions, and we'll continue more question answer sessions in our next class. Please keep on sharing our videos with your friends, at least 5-10 friends you share, and ask them to subscribe the channel so that we can bring more and more better and better questions and make you sure that you understand each and every concept in very easy and simple manner. These notes and these videos will be available always with you, and you will get notifications. And give a comment when you get a video. Give a comment on that how was the video, how did you like the video. It will be good if you write your comments, and then we will meet you in our next class. Okay, bye bye.
Thank you, sir.